Hello guys, well I happen to own a Kawasaki Ninja 250R, and any one of you that has driven a Kawasaki Ninja 250R realizes there are some mirror issues. What I mean by that is the mirrors do not extend as far out as necessary in order for you to safely see what's behind you. You have to lift your hand, do the whole chicken dance thing where you bring in your arm inside your body or whatnot to see behind you. In order to rectify this issue, I purchased some mirror extenders from eBay, and they came in this little envelope, relatively small, and I'm just going to show you what they are and how to install them. Now if I just take out the contents, I already opened them, what you see is two pieces, one for the left side and the other one for the right side, and four of those little extender bolts. These are just typical standoffs, even though I haven't seen them in that large of a size. So what you're supposed to do is take off the old mirrors on the motorcycle, use these mirror extenders, and put in the same mirrors again, except extending them this far out. I don't know if you can clearly see and if the camera can even focus on that, but this is not injection molded plastic. This seems to be either milled or 3D printed. I can't exactly tell you, but it's relatively smooth and seems rather sturdy. It seems to be from a one solid block, so it should be able to handle this quite well. If you can see through them, you can see that there's a large hole on one side and a slightly smaller hole on the other side. So why don't we go in the garage and see how we can go about installing those. Alright guys, now we're in the garage. So the first thing you're going to have to do is remove the side fairings right over there and over there. I've already done that because I was doing a valve job earlier. And also what you're going to have to do is there's a plastic piece right over here that you're going to have to remove as well. There's a bunch of bolts on it and whatnot, and there's these little clips that you push in that you can use to remove that as well. Once this is done, what you're going to have to do is take off this whole front cowl. There's not too many things that you need to touch in terms of that. The first one is you need to reach underneath and just disconnect the wires for the headlights, both of them. There is a bolt right over there that I'm going to show you in a second, and you need to get rid of this windscreen with just these four bolts. It's rather simple, but take your time and don't push anything out of where it should be. So I'm just gonna show you the bolts. Just take the camera, there we go. So the bolts that you need to remove are this one, and of course the plastic that was underneath there, and these four right here as well. Alright, let's get started. There's something interesting to note. As you can see, these are the four bolts that came from the windshield. The two shorter ones, these ones over here, go on the top, e.g. right here and here, while the two longer ones go on the bottom holes of the windscreen. So as soon as you take them out, you'll see that there's a slight length difference in between the two of them. They're almost, I guess you can see that. So yeah, once these bolts are out, all you have to do is just wiggle out the windscreen and it should come right out, just like that. Put it away, make sure you don't scratch it, get it out of your way while you're working. So once you've removed this bolt from this side, and also the one on the other side, this thing is semi-free to move, and the only thing really holding it are these ones right here. Again, on both sides, remove it, and be careful as you're removing them because the whole front fairing will fall out. Alright guys, another note with regards to bolts. There's ones with washer and there's other ones without the washer. So the ones without the washer go right there. The ones with the washer, like so, go right here behind the mirrors, and they hold that. So once you've taken all these bolts out, what you have to do is get in front of the bike, hold it kind of, because this is almost ready to fall out. Spread it a little bit on this side, hold it with your arms, and just wiggle up, just like that. And this is out. The next step will be to remove the old mirrors right from these two and do the same on both sides. And then we're gonna have to reinstall then I'm gonna have to install the mirror extenders. So once you get your mirror out, just like so, you're gonna see that there's a piece of rubber right there. I personally prefer to put that on the side of the motorcycle closer to the base of the mirror, so the vibration are absorbed there, because if you actually look, there is a similar piece of rubber on the other side, on the back side. This is the bracket that holds it on the back side of the fairing. So I assume the pieces of rubber are designed to absorb some of the vibration, so your mirror doesn't vibrate as much as your front fairing. What I'm planning on doing is taking this rubber off, getting some of those standoffs, installing them on there first as a first step. So let's do that. Alright, so next step, what you want to do is get these guys onto there, like so. And after that, you want to make them pretty nice and tight. And also the fact that they're tight is going to help with the fact that these two are separate pieces, because inside the long nut, this bolt and that bolt are going to come in contact, and they're going to create friction between each other. So I believe that's a metric 10. So grab that and make them nice and tight. So after nice and tight, just like so, what you want to do is probably come over here, look at the wide side. I removed the rubber, obviously, from this side. I kind of realized later on that you actually do have to. The rubber grommet can only be put on the fairing side. So you look at it, the big holes come in these, and they're supposed to fit over the bolts like so. Actually, surprisingly how uneven the bolts are. Actually, you can kind of see them. That's surprisingly easy, and it doesn't seem to have too much play in it. So I'm overall actually semi-satisfied with the fit right now. And what you have to do is put that back into the front fairing. So just gonna put it in like a normal mirror, and let's see what happens. Oh yeah, while you're at it, get some walnuts. These things fall apart like nobody's business. This is a 2008, it's now 2012. So 4 years, and yeah, they all fall apart all the time. I've replaced pretty much every single one except for these ones, so I have a new one right here. Yeah, this two pieces are supposed to be one piece. Get some on hand just so whenever they come in useful, like now, you can just take them out of the box and use them. Oh yeah, another small note regarding the walnuts. These ones, the ones here, and the ones that go or fit there, e.g. right there on the bike, they're a little bit different. These ones are a little bit shorter and stubbier, while these ones are longer. And I guess it's more for aesthetic purposes, and that's why there's a difference in the bolt as well. But for aesthetic purposes, these bolts are going to be a lot shorter than these ones that you're never going to see, right? So yeah, just something to keep in mind if you plan on changing those. So what I did there is I put the mirror extenders on both sides of the motorcycle. Seem fine for the most part. Maybe this one's a little bit too tight. We'll see how that works out. Now what I need to do is install the bolts right there, the ones on the sides, and plug in the headlights of the motorcycle, as well as the front windshield. So let's do that and see how it goes. And this is how it all looks once it's all done. They're right there. Actually don't look bad. Let me grab the camera. So that's it. It's a pretty nice fit on there. Kind of nice and shiny and whatnot. Yeah. Don't think they're that bad. When I get on the bike and try them out, I'll tell you how they're. Alright, I'm out. So I have an interesting comment about these little standoffs that I got with the bike. I assume they're one piece because this is what I've seen before and this is what I saw. But once I started looking at them, I noticed that this is actually a two-piece item. The bolt here, and there's a long nut, for lack of better wording. And the bolt seems to have a hex inside of it, so it's somehow screwed in. I'm not entirely sure how the whole assembly comes together, but this is potentially a weak point for these standoffs. So I guess if you notice, if your mirror starts falling apart, that wouldn't be the best thing ever. But yeah, it's a little bit disappointing in terms of design perspective. Anyways, moving on. So another interesting observation, due to the fact that it's a two-piece design, it even seems like they're different length, as you can see right there. It hasn't been screwed in. I'll try to adjust them and get them as as equal as possible. Not it's a big deal, I just like things to be perfect. Maybe I'm a perfectionist. Anyways, and here's what the two pieces look like. Yeah, it seems like one will just put it in the other one. There's a way to screw it in and out in this side, and there seems to be some kind of locking agent on that guy right there. That's supposed to help. I'm not sure if the camera can focus on that. So yeah, the locking agent is supposed to prevent it from unscrewing by itself. I'm sure it didn't help it by taking it out. I do have some Loctite, so I'm probably use that.